Britain seems to think it benefited from austerity. Is it right, and is it an example for the rest of the world? Welcome to WSJ Live. I'm Simon Constable, and here to answer the question, Adam Posen, president of the Peterson Institute. Thank you for being here, sir.
Of course.
Now, you were on the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of England, which is Britain's Fed,
right,
broadly speaking. Was Britain right to think that austerity worked for it?
No, I don't think it was. I think what happened was you had an overreaction to the Greek situation and the panic of spring 2010. The government committed they were going to do austerity at that point and then decided not to reevaluate. I think they designed the austerity badly. It cut much more things that were going to public investment rather than doing right kinds of tax increases that I think would have been much better if they were going to do it. And it slowed the economy. When we were pushing the economy up from the Bank of England, that austerity was pushing it down.
But it is also true that Britain is doing so much better than mainland Europe. I mean, mainland Europe seems to be really dripping along.
Yeah, but it's not about austerity. I mean, if anything, the fact is that they've eased off on the austerity in the last year or so, and that's part of the reason they're doing better. But again, let's not get carried away. I'm delighted that the UK economy is growing so much stronger this year. May it ever do so. But there were a number of years there, Britain was doing about as bad as Spain on everything except unemployment. So
which is pretty bad.
Which is pretty bad.
So you're also on the panel of economic advisors to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. What should the US be doing? Clearly, austerity you don't think was the right thing for the UK. What about America? Should we be doing austerity?
Well, I think we already did austerity. I mean, everybody focuses on the huge stimulus package of 2009, which was for real.
And the bailouts and all that sort of stuff.
But the bailouts aren't really fiscal austerity. I mean, aren't really fiscal in that sense. They don't stimulate the whole economy. They're a prevention measure. But, you know, state and local governments were cutting back a lot over the last 4 or 5 years, and that was a significant drag. We've had all these temper tantrums between Congress and the president, which has also cut back fiscal. I think the kind of public investment that Larry Summers and others have been advocating, I think is the right thing for the U.S. to be doing right now.
So when you public investment, you're talking roads, bridges, that sort of thing?
Yeah, you're talking airports and bridges that are falling apart. You're talking about schools, as it was the case in the UK when they used to invest in building schools. You're going to need more hospital infrastructure because we've got Obamacare now. And meanwhile, at the same time, the economy's growing, the deficit's shrinking. Obamacare, whatever its implementation problems, is bending the cost curve, reducing the cost increases in healthcare, cutting even some costs.
So is the future bright for us? Last question.
Yeah, actually it is.
It's bright? Future's bright?
Yeah, I'm in optimistic mood. I think, you know, there are obviously countries in trouble like Brazil and India, and we have to take that seriously. But you look around the US, China, UK, Japan, Mexico arguably, Poland arguably. I mean, there's a lot of good news out there.
Okay, good news. We like that. We'll leave it on the high note.